You can tell because the symbols for PvP ranks will always appear above people's heads. So if you know what the symbol is, you know what their rank is. I don't want to be a grand overlord. Legate is probably where I'll stop. The black legate die looks quite nice. I would like to get that, but otherwise, I don't see a need to go beyond that. And even that's going to take a while, to be honest. That's going to take a lot of work. It's taken me about a year, maybe a little over a year, to get to this point. Yeah, I would say about 13 months of PvP to get to Centurion. There's been a few events in that period where there's been double AP given out. AP being alliance points, which is how you progress in PvP ranks. If you want to look, that's what I need to get to the next rank. So not that far off. Yeah, a couple of weekends in Cyrodiil. That's what I'll have to do. All these dead bodies still in the street, and this goddamn bear in my way.
Over here, partner. I've got bad news and worse news. Caddock and I already exchanged words. Most of them insults. The only agreement we came to was that he'd stop sending his stone hands to toss me out if I stopped breaking their noses. It wasn't a fight until he sent his stone hands against me. Wasn't much of one after that, come to think of it. We got as far as Sundered Land when he shouted something about Markarth and called up his personal guard. That's what I was trying to find out. Caddock got all angry and said something about my head and a pipe on the wall. Look, you talk to him. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. Markarth would be a ghost town if it wasn't for you. If that doesn't earn you the courtesy of an audience, I can go back to breaking noses. The Ard is in his throne room. We'll just need to know where to find the land sundered from Tamriel. According to Rada al-Saran's letter, it's somewhere in the Reach. Oh, and I'm not apologizing. Not to Caddock, anyway. Sorry. Manamarco, Emperor Varen, Nord's Reachman, his flea-bitten beard. I can stomach insults hurled at me, but I couldn't stand there quietly as he spoke ill of Varen while praising that traitor Manamarco.
Yeah, Caddock was fairly high up in the Worm cult. There's a nice little guide that they put out when ESO came out, which details a little bit of the Reach and a little bit about the Despot of Markarth, and that's literally all we've known up until now. But it was mentioned that he was a member of the Worm cult, and the Traveller was brought before the Ard. He wasn't named, I think it's just called the Despot, then thrown into prison and then questioned by Manamarco. Something like that, anyway. It's been a long time since I read it.
Had my fill of Reeker's grace in my presence today. See, Sally shed blood and mine. But keep it here. Make it quick. My bile's up, and too much talk will likely make it churn.
Well, I shed other people's blood, I didn't shed my own blood.
Ah, you speak with that half-giant's tongue. What business is it yours? What I do with my land? I gave that parcel to Manamarco years ago. It was his to offer to Monaco, as he pleased. Why dredge up such dealings now?
Yeah, I kind of stopped the plane now, so it should have returned to you.
Aye. You and the half-giant wolf, so the crows say. Don't think I've not spied you since Lady Belaine. I gave that land to Manamarco, long before the god of schemes brought his wrath to your empire. The levers of his cult cast into oblivion.
Okay.
Marco didn't call me confidant. When he departed, he said the failure here far to success elsewhere. I never saw him again. If you want to know his mind, you'll have to see what he brought yourself. I'll open the way for you. There's a lift, Nichuan said. It'll take you to the sun. I'll keep it sealed, for reasons that should be obvious. But I'll see you're granted passage. Now, off you go, and take the prickly she-wolf with you. Not so long ago, rich folk ruled the Empire. We had our lands returned, and dignity restored. Then, we were driven back into the mud by the usurper. Marco pledged justice for my people if I gave him shelter. A dark spirit's bargain, to be sure. No, the usurper, Varyn, lost his lands, his throne, and so much more. What Marco promised me was given. If that don't sit well, I got no apologies to give. I can only tell you, that's where my dealings with the Worm King begin.
Fair enough. I was wondering when that was going to come up. That our allies are also allies of Milagwell.
Got the information we need? Good.
Yep, follow me. You follow?
Did you get a location? Give me the details and you go on ahead. I want to chase down a few leads about the worm cult while we're here in Markarth. Shouldn't take long. I'll catch up. Nothing I want to waste your time with, but I learned of a few places the worm cult used to stay in town. They're long gone, but maybe I can figure out what Marco has to do with this and why it interests Rada al-Saran. Oh good. This keeps getting better and better. Thought I was finished with Marco's insanity a long time ago. Shows you what I know. Go on. I'll catch up to you. It's somewhere inside or beyond an old dwarven ruin. Wonderful. Good thing I brought my construct busting axe.
Okay then. On we go. It has been a long time since I commentated anything. A very long time, so if I seem out of practice, it's because I am. God, those Requiem playthroughs were a hell of a long time ago. I should look into doing that again at some point. They are working on... so this is where the store leads. They are working on Requiem for the special edition. There is already an unofficial special edition port, which I might use, but they are going to do an official one for Requiem 5.0. It's at 4.0 at the moment, and then once they've done that, they will they'll look at finally porting the Dragonborn DLC, because it's only been out for like 8 years at this point. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Requiem, but the devs do sometimes have some questionable priorities. I mean, the DLC should have been covered a very, very long time ago. Because all we have at the moment are unofficial patches, which vary wildly in quality and in vision. And oh, look at that, we are in Cold Harbour. Kind of. It's part Cold Harbour, part... No, we must be in Cold Harbour because we were below ground, now we're suddenly on the surface. Okay. I don't get it, but fine. It's hardly the weirdest thing that's happened to us in ESO, so... Hey, it's Titan, finally. Ooh, got a lead already. And for a painting that I'll probably like. Very nice. Leads are part of the antiquity system. I don't have antiquities on this character, but I can still get leads on this character, which then my actual, my main can then follow up on those leads. And that involves basically scrying to find its location, and then digging it up out of the ground. And I do like paintings, so Red Eagle cave painting is very, very welcome. Put down banking. Let's prepare for you and your nonsense. Another plunder skull. May as well get them before the event ends, which should be in about 3 hours from now, I think. Something like that. Oh, is he there, is he?
I wanted Verandas to see this place for himself.
He does like running off, doesn't he?
They chipped off a hunk of this stone. If Rada al-Saran went through the trouble, we might as well too. Hey, there's another memento here. Like the one Fenorian found near the Thar Dams.
Those my notes?
Verandas, forgive me. As ever, your genius captivates me. I had no idea you made such progress.
I'm still no closer to a viable solution.
You're closer than you think.
How can you know that?
I discussed your findings with a new ally. They claim it will work. Only your trepidation holds us back.
I thought you changed. That you sought penance. I won't participate in mass murder.
Our dream is within reach, and you're still concerned for the mortals.
Verandas and Rada al-Saran seemed pretty friendly back in the day. Did you know about that?
Yep. So I wonder if the play mill's still ongoing. Is this an actual dark anchor? I had to fight a few enemies there to get through. My apologies, I had to sneeze there. I think I got the mic off in time. I do apologise if I did not, though. Yeah, don't usually need to sneeze. I'm not coming down with anything that I'm aware of. I mean, me having a dry throat is just perfectly normal. So that, yeah, nothing can really be concluded from that, but yeah, So he's gonna do something with this chunk of oblivion. In case you're wondering, 13.9k health is actually a lot less health than you have at the start of the game, because the health and other abilities are all weighted and made level appropriate. So throughout most of the leveling process, you'd have like 18, 19, 20k, but as you get champion points, you can put things into I'll show you. So champion points are what you get after you get to level 50, and they give you additional bonuses. So starting here, Ironclad, reduce damage against direct attacks, increased critical resistance. Critical resistance is only useful for PvP. Thin skin, thick skinned, reduces damage over time effects, reduces damage from physical, poison and disease, and reduces damage from elements and magic. This makes us get more healing. Makes us sprint faster. This decreases enemy resource restoring. This reduces the cost of breaking free. This gives us stamina recovery. This increases the effectiveness of my healing and reduction abilities, which is basically disease damage. Reduces the cost of roll dodge, reduces the cost of blocking. Nothing in there because we don't need any of it. Shattering blows, increase damage done to enemies with a damage shield by 10%. Physical weapon damage increased by 6.6%. Damage done with direct attacks increased by 21.18%. Our critical damage and critical healing is 21% better. And our piercing damage is we get 4.4k physical penetration, and we do increase damage with physical poison and disease damage by 12%. As you put points into these, it unlocks passives, which I'll show you. So when we use Mass Chance, we have a chance to heal for 695 health. When we use a roll dodge, physical and spell resistance is increased. And when we take critical damage, we heal for 139 health. Over here, when we take magic damage equal to 30% of health, we restore 3,400 magicka once every 10 seconds. When we have a shield or frost staff equipped, we get an extra 1,500 physical resistance. We deal critical damage, we heal for 330 health once every 5 seconds. We use break free, the cost of our next stamina ability is reduced by 80%. Over here we got Field Physician, which when we resurrect another player, it reduces the damage we take by 15%. We don't have any of these. Over here we have Ensnare. When we use Bash, we have 33% chance to reduce the enemy movement speed by 20%. Increases our crafting inspiration gain by 20%. And that's it for there. Here we have Plentiful Harvest, 10% chance to gain double the yield from normal resource nodes. Synergizer, when we activate a synergy, we get 2 ultimate in combat. Master Gatherer reduces the gathering time by 50%. And that is bugged, so I'll have to report that at some point. Over here, Fortune Seeker increases the amount of gold we find by 50%, reduces the cost of repairing armor by 10%, increases the quality of items you find in treasure chests, and we don't have that one. We don't have any of these, but there is Vengeance, Spell Precision, Foresight, and Arcane Well. Over here we have Retaliation, Riposte, Butcher, and we do not have Tactician, but we should probably get it because there's a certain set that when you attack enemies when they're off balance, you get a huge amount of penetration bonus. So basically, all I'd have to do is roll dodge and then hit them once, and I'd have huge penetration against them, which would be super helpful in PvP. Over here we have Opportunist. We have Perfect Strike. They nerfed that recently. It used to be like 9%, so that's gone down quite a bit. We have Exploiter. And we have Last Stand. So yeah, that's the champion point system. It's locked at 8-10 points. We still get points, which is why we have 1071. But we can't spend them. We won't be able to spend them until we until they increase the cap, which they haven't done in like 2 years. I don't think they've increased it since Merkmire. I think Merkmire was the first one where they didn't increase it, and they haven't done it since then. Yeah, no, which way am I going? Where am I headed? Ah, we're going to the RA chamber, okay. I suppose we could go this way. Yeah, they haven't increased the champion points in years. Champion points were never intended to be the end game system. They are a temporary version. You know, they've existed for like 4 years now. So eventually that will get replaced with something a little more advanced, but for now, that's the system we've got. Okay, that was kind of funny to see someone else get wrecked by that and not me. I need to cough, so just a moment. And back. Kind of cough, kind of clear my throat. Okay. Here's where we want to go. So yeah, also equipment will degrade in quality until you get to 160 champion points. Once you get there, equipment will no longer degrade in quality as you level up. Ooh, that was a bit bouncy. As you'll see looking at my equipment, it's level 50, CP 160. Well, why walk when you can ride? But yeah, one day they'll replace this with a different post level 50 system. Um, just like they did with veteran ranks, which existed before, which I never got to. Veteran ranks were before my time. But yeah, one day.
Ancient history. Rodder's intentions were to sway me back to his side.
That's not good enough, Count. Why didn't you tell us that this was all your fault?
Father, it wasn't just your research that let him revive the Grey Host. The actual procedure was your creation.
You don't understand. Please tell me you found out more about the Darkstorm. The others see conspiracies where there are none. Just past sins that I felt wrong with them. They say you found everything that Rodder wanted me to discover. Tell me about the Sundered Man, the Night Hollow studies, and the secret of the Keystones. Remember the journey Rodder sent me on? The one you took in my place. It was to follow in his footsteps, to see how he reached this moment in time. The stone, it's a shard of oblivion lost in our world. How would that help him save the Grey Host? To see the void through Night Hollow eyes. Yes, it's written in the tongue of the first vampires. I can read it, barely. In addition to other things, this is basically a spell book. It's full of rituals to appease and make use of the Dark Heart.
Okay.
Was the point to show me the inner workings of the mysterious dwarven keystones? We know Rodder used one to link the Dark Heart's power to not only the orrery, but to the Grey Host as well. I can feel the pull of the heart just thinking about it. What you discover doesn't tell us much about the Darkstorm, at least not yet. The picture is beginning to form in my mind. Rodder's letter provided one more clue. It claims to have a laboratory inside this very structure. We just have to find it. It's true that Rodder often relied on myself and later Zingalis to handle his research and experiments. But he wasn't without his own skills when it came to arcana and alchemy. I suppose, during his long isolation, he had to increase his aptitude. Who would remain behind that could stand against Rodder? I fear that even together we would be hard-pressed to stop him. We'll need every advantage for the end battle, should it come to that. Perhaps if I can learn how to call upon the darkness. The darkness crashes against my mind like waves slamming into the shore. It can be distracting. I can function normally, with the occasional need to pause and let the sensation pass. I can't yet control the darkness, but I haven't been idle. Using my auramancy, I turned the magic on the orrery itself. I learned much about how the orrery operates. It's quite fascinating. I also ascertained the approximate location of Rodder's laboratory, but a more thorough search is required.
Okay then, we go hunt for the hidden laboratory.
Come, Raven Watch, Titanborn. We can't let the specters of the past distract us from our mission.
Very well, Count.
This is very much how it was with the Year of the Dragon as well. Run around the areas that you already run around. Unlock a couple of new areas, and then boom, go to the big area for the final battle. Very, very similar. Okay, let's take out these Guardian scrubs. Let's see, looks like we have to go up.